So, Hannah,
Hi,
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I have a question. How long have we been working together?
Probably almost 2 years, but not quite.
And in that time, I've gotten 9 tattoos from you, I believe.
Oh, I've probably lost
So, if we're talking about individual pieces. But, as is the course of today's episode, what are we doing today?
We're doing Sonic and Blaze pixel art
From the,
tattoos.
from the critically acclaimed game Sonic Rush,
Right.
that everyone likes, at least now, because it has one of the best soundtracks in the series. Now, the reason that we are here, aside from the fact that I am heavily addicted to getting tattoos at this point, is because you are a huge fan of Sonic the Hedgehog, am I right?
I love Sonic.
So, I am as well, probably to a very degrading point. A lot of people question a lot of my motives down to the fact that they ask just downright, are you a furry? The answer is, I would say 98% of the time, no. Sometimes
Right.
I say, you know what, why not? It's not. It's
No.
fine, don't worry.
Yeah. I wasn't worried.
I saw the look in your eye. But, Hannah, how long have you been with this series?
Childhood. A long time.
You and I are around the same age, so that means forever.
Forever.
Forever. Because this year just so happens to be Sonic's 35th anniversary, which is the other reason why we're doing this. It's our tribute to Sonic the Hedgehog. Love that for us.
Me too.
So, tell me about your start with Sonic the Hedgehog, and I'll tell you about mine.
Well, maybe I should start tattooing too. Are you ready?
Oh, I've been ready.
Okay, cool. I was just giving it a moment just in case. My start with Sonic the Hedgehog? Not too bad?
No, not too bad at all.
Awesome. My start with Sonic the Hedgehog probably when I started getting really into it was when I finally started getting invested in the comics, the Archie comics. I really loved the Archie comics. I thought they were drawn super well and were super entertaining. And I think one of the reasons I ended up really liking them as much as I did was because of the way the hands were so expressive. And like hands are notoriously hard to draw. I don't know if you know that as far as like drawing is concerned, but I traced so many of Tracy Yardley's hands. Tracy Yardley's the artist who worked on the Sonic comics for several seasons.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned how to draw hands. And that was really important to me.
So basically, Sonic is like part of the reason why you're an artist. Would you say that?
Yeah, I would say so.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but have you been reading the IDW comics?
No.
Oh my God. Well, first off, they're incredible, but two, I think that Tracy is back for that, but I'm not 100% sure. But I also, my brother had a few different intros for me for Sonic the Hedgehog. The first was he had a Dreamcast that my mom always wanted to make sure that we had, you know, what everyone else had, which was incredible. And one of those things was a Dreamcast. But I was a teething toddler. So while we were playing Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2, and the best party game of all time, Sonic Shuffle, I was also teething on his controllers. So this was just a test of patience for who I now deem to be a wonderful man. Because at the age of like 8 or 9, because he's 8 years older than me, he was just like, you know what, it's okay, we'll just get a new controller, which you usually don't get from children. But I just remember the first time that I saw that little blue man in 3D.
He's a little man.
He's a little man. I mean, down to the, oh yeah, this is happening that you first hear in Sonic Adventure. And I don't know, there was just something about that little blue man that made me say, I am gonna follow this for the rest of my life. Now, my brother was very much, I guess you could say, in with trends. So the Dreamcast kind of marked the end of his era with Sonic, and then I picked up where he left off from GameCube and Sonic Adventure 2 Battle all the way up to PlayStation 5 now and Sonic Racing Cross Worlds and Sonic Frontiers, which are both masterpieces in my opinion. But speaking of my mom, she would also take me to Borders bookstore. Do you remember Borders?
I don't. But I'm also not from here. Were you asking me or her?
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't remember.
So Borders bookstore, I had an existential crisis about this a few weeks ago. I will be turning 29 at the end of May. So after or before this episode comes out. But
Happy birthday.
thank you. But at 28, I was hanging out with an older friend of mine. She was like, "Yeah, I used to work at Borders," and I was like, "Oh God, I love Borders." And then I saw that Borders had been closed for 14 years in the U.S., and I said, "Oh my God, that's half of my life. Borders has been closed for half of my life." And that was where I was getting the Sonic Archie comics. And they were doing two things simultaneously by the time I started getting them, which was you were getting the newer ones that are coming out every, what was it, week, month. And they were also starting to redistribute the older ones. So I was just thinking for the longest time, because my brother, I don't know what happened to his Genesis, but he never played the original game. So I was like, why does Sonic have black eyes? And now I realize how foolish that was. And for all of his transgressions, I do have to thank Ken Penders and Archie, of course, for bringing Sonic to comic form. Because I think that the Sonic Archie comic was one of the longest running comic series for a video game character of all time.
That wouldn't surprise me at all. They were good. They were genuinely good.
The drama that came with it. I grew up watching soap operas, and the Sonic Archie comics just felt right at home. So if I didn't want to watch General Hospital or whatever was on the telenovela channel, I was just reading and rereading the Sonic Archie comics. You remember that little love triangle between Sonic, Tails, and Fiona?
Yeah.
I mean, where Tails just straight up clocks Sonic.
Yeah, I do.
And I was like, oh my
The punch.
gosh. The punch.
Yeah, of course.
That was the
was
ultimate.
wild.
That was the you ain't shit moment of the century for
Yes,
me
it
at the
was.
time. And he's like, I was just doing it to protect you. I'm like, what am I reading right now?
I remember I was a little older at the time. And I was like, finally, Tails showing up for himself.
But it was so good. And then it got so wild because, I don't know, like the whole thing about Eggman dying and then coming back. Death is a thing in the Sonic series. They've never really shied away from that. Of course, the entire city got leveled in Sonic Adventure. But I never thought that they would just straight up kill Eggman and then bring him back as a robot. But some of his schemes, I'll say that IDW, which is supposed to be more in line with the canon of the games, they play him up a little bit more cartoonish, but he was just evil all throughout Archie. And he had a nephew, which actually brings me to the other thing that my brother Perry, I'm just going to call him Perry because that's his name.
Remind me the nephew. Was that
His
Snippy?
name was Snibbly.
It was?
Yeah, you remember the little short guy
Yeah,
with
of course
the
I remember that. I just
long
didn't
nose.
remember that he was a nephew.
And he had that pathetic comb over.
Of course, yeah.
But did you watch the cartoons that came out?
Yes.
So we had a single
Which
videotape.
one though? Because I watched all of them, but which one are you referring to? Are you referring to?
So my favorite was Sad AM,
Yes.
and we had a single VHS tape for the longest time of the episode Hooked on Sonics. with, I think it was a moose.
So what happens in that episode?
I was gonna say there was a moose or something that basically endears himself to the entire acorn Knothole kingdom, and he's doing it trying to rob a power supply that's at the bottom of a river.
That sounds right.
And for some reason, the main thing that I remember is Sonic was the only one who's like, I don't trust this guy. That's partially because he was trying to get fresh with Sally, which Sonic didn't appreciate.
Sure.
And everything works out in the end because he's basically like, I'm doing this for my people. But Sonic basically breaks it in half and gives him half of the power supply. And the Moose Man is like, oh, no, you're the best, Sonic. You're so cool. And Sonic just says, yeah, I know. It's just that little bit of conceit, too, that makes him so easy to follow. I don't know. Sonic is... I know people say a lot of different things about why they like Sonic, whether it be the simple color scheme of him and his friends making things easier to follow, the whole thing about the power of friendship, but he's just got the right amount of cockiness to go with his self-righteousness that makes him, honestly, the perfect static character. I just really appreciate him as a hero. And that's not even to say anything about his friends, who are all incredible, including, like you said, the other person who we are getting tattooed, Blaze the cat.
Love Blaze.
Blaze is just her. The whole regal princess thing, it just works. Everything down to her outfit, to the heels, the heel boots.
She's such a cat.
Literally. She's literally a cat. But I did watch the others. I watched The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic Underground. And what is so great is that at this point, Sonic Underground is getting so much more recognition.
As it should. It's crazy.
Because there will just be some random comment section, because I'm on YouTube a lot, and someone will say one line that they probably didn't intend to start a chain, but it starts a chain for the entire opening song for Sonic Underground. Down to the Sonic Underground. There's actually another reason that I really like Sonic, and that is that Sonic is inherently influenced by black culture, and as far as I'm concerned, is a black man.
I agree.
I mean, and we could break this down for, honestly, the entirety of the time getting this tattoo.
I love this conversation.
Tell me, how do you equate Sonic being a black man? I would love to hear your perspective.
I feel like Sonic has a white mom or something like that.
Oh my god, yes.
I don't know if that makes any sense.
Oh no, yeah, no, he's like light skinned.
Yeah. I guess you could say that. But yeah, he's just a cool guy. He is, I don't know, he's extroverted. It doesn't have anything to do with his...
I'm trying so hard not to laugh because you're actively stabbing me.
You can laugh. We're okay.
It's so funny.
We're not doing, like, what's great about the way we're doing this tattoo is, like, I'm not really doing lines. I'm kind of, like, filling in the blocks.
Oh!
So I actually don't have to, like, focus so hard on, like, keeping my lines straight and everything because we're kind of filling instead of actually lining.
So that's why you printed it that way.
Yeah. Hopefully it feels a little nicer too. It's a little more just like shading the whole way through.
This is lovely, actually.
Great, I love that.
Yeah, no, I mean, luckily all the parts that you tattoo on me are the ones that have more fat to them. So.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so I'm always comfortable. But to me, Sonic is black for a multitude of reasons. The first was is based on, I believe, Michael Jackson and Santa Claus, down to the shoes.
Yeah, I was gonna say the shoes.
And then, tell me which group Bobby Brown was in?
New edition.
New Edition. So you remember that song, Every Little Step I Take?
Yeah, that's my
Yeah.
song.
So they sampled that, or at least it is heavily
Right, yeah.
implied that they sampled that from one of the zones in Sonic the Hedgehog 1. Sonic the Hedgehog 2, you remember Chemical Plant Zone.
Yeah.
So they basically took a riff from Prince's song Glam Slam, and they made that the entire song. Like they built the song off of that. Sonic 3, of course, was entirely, the score was done by Michael Jackson, even though they took him off. And if we go to our game that we adore so much, Sonic Rush, I'm struggling to remember the specific speech, but the one where Malcolm X said "too black, too strong,"
Yes.
that is used in
That's wrapped in black.
that one.
Wrapped in black.
One of the two.
Wrapped in black and black and black. Wrapped in black.
But it's like the boss theme. Yes.
Yeah.
That one.
I know.
So basically, Sonic has been influenced by black culture from his inception. And the way I see it, no matter what rock direction they try to put him in, it all comes from black people to begin with. So my point still stands. Plus, Jaleel White was the first Sonic the Hedgehog.
I loved Jaleel White. I think he did it best. He was so expressive.
He was.
Wasn't he the one who maybe not.
The one who...
Maybe he wasn't the one who did the so if someone touches you in a
No, that was him.
It was?
That was him. That's no good. That was him.
No good.
So he did all three of those cartoons.
Right. Okay, yeah, you're right.
And then I found out something crazy that I listen and I'm trying to fathom it, but apparently he was all three of the triplets in Sonic Underground.
I feel like I did know that at one point.
But then they had the Double D from Ed, Edd and Eddy be the singing voice.
What?
Which was just wild to me.
I don't know if I ever did that.
Well, I listened to the song where they're talking about finding, like, I found my home, and I said, oh my god, that is Double D.
But yeah, Jaleel White, so great. I always missed him when we had other voice actors. Especially in that universe of Sonic, not necessarily like game Sonic or like Sonic Adventure Sonic, but I feel like the Archie comics and some of the cartoons, it was kind of like the same Sonic. It was like a different Sonic.
He was a different Sonic way.
What I mean is, like, in the Sonic universe, there are different Sonics. So, like, Archie comic Sonic, to me, is not the same as, like, Sonic X Sonic.
Oh, no.
Or the games.
It's actually interesting that you say that, because I think I briefly said this earlier, but they made the IDW comics to basically bridge the gap for things that happened in the games.
See, and I haven't read those, but, like, what do you think of that?
They're actually...
Are they doing it?
They are doing it, and they're doing it in a really fascinating way. Basically, it takes place after Sonic Forces, which I played recently for the first time, because it was on sale for, I think, $10. And I was severely disappointed by everything except for the soundtrack. But this takes place immediately after that, and it has Ian Flynn as the main writer, who he took over the second half of Archie, so you know when Archie got to be like really good, that was partially because of him. Yeah. And so he's doing that, and he actually wrote Sonic Frontiers, or he made the skeleton for it, I think. But the idea of making the comics correspond with the games, it gives us nice little gaps so that we can see what happens in between, because in real time, there was a 5-year gap between Sonic Forces and Sonic Frontiers, And I'm just wondering the whole time. So did they just go from one Sonic adventure to the next? But no, things happen in between. We get new characters who actually are really well written. And my favorite is actually Whisper the Wolf. I'm pretty sure she's a wolf. And they actually got added to Sonic Racing Crossroads. But the fan dubs that we see of them just shows how impactful this new series is, the direction that they're going. It's just nice to see Sonic Team take themselves seriously. Not to say that I don't miss the self-deprecating humor from their social team.
It's all relative, right?
It is all relative.
We can do both. We can have both. That's what's so great about Sonic is like the flexibility.
It's like they managed to make it. I don't know if you've seen their socials lately. They managed to make it funny, but like not at their own expense.
Wow, I love that.
Yeah, no, they are. Whoever is doing that, a lot of PR teams actually, I feel like need raises. Sonic, Wendy's, and PBS specifically.
Right.
But it's just so ridiculously cool. And one thing that people have always pointed out to me is, Cameron, he's kind of lame. And I say, yeah, that's what makes him cool. They're confused by that, but you understand what I mean, right?
100%. That's like the irony of all of it, the way the fandoms have grown and like changed, and like the personality that he was able to keep, the games have been able to keep. The fact that like they made a whole game about Shadow the Hedgehog and he literally just like had a gun. And if I recall correctly, like that gun had like some bolt action situation on it, and it didn't even make sense. And that just always cracked me up because like it was like the edgiest thing, but it was like not even good, and it went full, it went full send at what cost? And I just appreciate that kind of commitment.
And there's just the thing of when I tell people that I like him so much, and they're confused, I say, yeah, he's lame, but he is a compassionate individual. He believes in himself, and he always does what he thinks is right. So, yeah, he has a lot of corny one-liners, but it's his inherent personality at the end of the day that I think makes him such a strong character.
Kind of reminds me of Leon Kennedy.
Oh my god, the Flip God! That is the Flip God, right? Like he does all the backflips?
I don't know, does he?
He's the
Maybe.
one in the new Resident Evil, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Flip God. Like, they'll say dodge, and it's just him backflipping. He does so many unnecessary ones.
That doesn't surprise me, but I mean, yeah, like so before I played, not to get too off topic, but before I played the Resident Evil games, I didn't really understand the hype for Leon Kennedy himself, other than he was just like a hot man sort of thing.
And he is hot.
And he is, right? But when I played the games, you know, his personality started showing up, and I was like, oh, he's just a guy. Like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, and he, like, more than that, he's like 100% that guy. Just like Sonic, where it's kind of that intangible confidence, but also like fully authentic in that, where they totally make mistakes and say the wrong thing, but they maintain that like positivity or confidence, and it feels very authentic.
I was going to say that they need a certificate of authenticity.
Yes, that's
I mean-
very Sonic to me.
I mean, Sonic is homeless, so he wouldn't have anywhere to hang it up, but that's a real fact, actually.
It is a fact,
They
yeah.
confirmed. Yeah, Sonic doesn't have a place to live
Sonic
either.
does not have a house.
He just goes to Tails' house if he wants to sleep. Otherwise, he's just out in nature. Hey,
He's a hedgehog.
he's a hedgehog.
So, yeah.
It makes sense. It makes sense for Tails to have a house because, you know, he's so inventor boy.
All right, he needs a place to put his stuff.
Exactly.
Sonic doesn't really care, I guess.
No.
And he doesn't need to either.
But, Hannah, what would you say your favorite Sonic game is?
I mean, Either Sonic Rush or Sonic Adventure 2. I don't feel like I have like a crazy opinion here.
I would say those are two very solid picks. Sonic Adventure 2, I think, was the first time that the game made me go, whoa. He just straight up, Eggman just straight up tried to blow Sonic up and held Amy at gunpoint.
He did do that.
He did.
He did.
And he tricked Tails into telling him about the fake emerald.
Yes.
That was Eggman at the top of his game. There was not.
Yes.
Eggman to me is a very funny man. Very
Yes.
funny egg-shaped man. But there was nothing funny about him in that game other than
No,
when
he's
he
very
went,
serious.
other than when he went Yosh, and when he scratched his ass in that one scene.
R-rated stuff.
I mean, he was clothed. He was clothed when he scratched his ass, but he did.
No, I'm saying everything's
Oh yeah, no,
all
He-
the people had dropped him.
yeah, he was.
It was cartoon violence.
Yeah.
What it was sold as, yeah.
Why that's not worse than Looney Tunes?
It's honestly probably not worse than Looney Tunes.
Oh yeah, like when
Looney
Bugs
Tunes
Bunny
wild.
was trying to play that symphony orchestra or whatever, the guy kept coughing and he actually just shot him.
Oh, I don't remember that, but I can see.
It was so funny.
Hilarious.
Hilarious. Yes.
But yeah.
Cartoon Bunny shooting people is hilarious. Or getting shot at by Elmer Fudd. I'm going to have Elmer Fudd be the one to get disappointed. But no, Sonic Adventure 2. Sonic Adventure 2 was such an influential moment. An influential game, I should say. But it came at an influential time that when Sonic the Hedgehog 3, the movie came out, which, fun fact, the guy who did, he did some art direction or like game direction for Shadow the Hedgehog. He's the one who directs all the Sonic movies. When he made Sonic the Hedgehog 3, I posted a photo of me in a suit saying on my way to see Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
Yes.
I was very disappointed that no one actually laughed at that. Like, they all thought it was a thirst trap. And I'm like, no, guys, I'm saying that it's such a big deal that I'm wearing a suit to go see this
See, I get it.
on Christmas with other adults.
I 100% get that. It's
Did you
amazing.
dress up in the suit and I didn't know about it?
So I dressed up in the suit. It was the picture from the gala.
Oh, you just.
But I used it
Oh, I
to
see,
say
that's it.
that I was, because it was Christmas. I used it to say, I'm on my way to see Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Everyone was just like, oh, look at you in your suit. And I'm like, this is not a thirst trap. Guys, I just like Sonic the Hedgehog.
It's confusing, man.
It is.
People just don't get
They didn't appreciate it.
it. People don't get the love.
They don't get the love, the appreciation. Even on his worst day, Sonic is cool because Sonic 06 had potential.
Sonic 06 soundtrack was too good.
Ooh, let me tell you something. When he said the whole city's on fire, and then
Oh my
that track
God.
played, I'm like, well, now I see why the city's on fire.
Listen, Dreams of an Absolution solidified that Silver was a real character.
I really like how involved the singer of that song is in the Sonic community.
Is
Because
he?
literally any time that someone posts appreciation for that song, he somehow shows up in the comments just to say thank you. I'm glad that you enjoyed
Bro,
that
it's a
song.
good song.
It's too good.
It's a very good song. It's in like my regular playlists, just like living there.
We would tell him about the Sonic Central.
That was literally the next thing I was going to talk about
Oh,
because
yes.
I know you unfortunately missed that
I did.
the first time. Well, it came to North Carolina, I think in like Greensboro, but you're obviously familiar with Crush 40.
Yes.
And the first part of the Sonic Symphony was just that, a symphony. The second part, and it differs from city to city, ours was a full-on Crush 40 rock concert
Incredible.
that actually started with I Am All of Me from from Shadow the Hedgehog,
Black Riding on the Ball.
that exact one. And
Only some new faces.
and one more.
Same
Like
thing.
I am evil,
I think singing that song.
hero. I am all I dream. Anyway, yeah,
Well,
that's for 40.
yes, that's right for
Thank
you.
you.
The just that first little basic guitar part starts with like a, and as soon as they heard that, everyone lost their ever loving minds. I have a few videos, and I was just taking pictures like when they did Live and Learn, and they had Sonic and Shadow just kind of
Yeah.
they were doing that thing when they were in their super forms, and honestly, it was the only time that a concert ever made me cry. Like not tears of sadness, just pure delight,
Enjoyment.
Euphoria. That's the word.
Euphoria. That's so good.
I felt like I
Alive.
ascended. That exactly. I felt like what was his name? Like Piccolo when he was on Namek was like, I'm home.
I
I'm
can't believe
alive.
I'm not a Dragon Ball Z watcher, but
There's just this one scene where he's on Namek. He gets powered up and he's like, yes, 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 yes. I feel good. I feel great. I can do this. Yes, I'm alive.
this was you.
I'm home. That was me. That was me because, mind you, I just interacting with people, which is one of the only concerts that I can say I've been to that I could do that and feel safe. Because I'm in the bathroom during the intermission, the men's room specifically, so everyone's handling their business all at once, and we're all just looking at each other, which usually doesn't happen. Not talking to each other while we're pissing. That's not
Weird, but okay.
Yeah, exactly. But this time, no, it is weird. It is weird. But this time, it's like, so, how are you feeling about the show so far? It's like, oh my gosh, it's great. Are you having a good time? And
Aww.
and there's like 5 of us, and then there are guys
True
in
masculine kinship right there.
It was, and there are guys washing their hands and guys waiting for the urinals. They're talking too. So everyone's just having a good time. There's Sonic and Shadow cosplayers, which, if you ever see this video, call me. I had to take a drink of water after that. I'm just remembering. But no, it was true kinship. And that is another thing. Sonic brings people together. Like Pokemon at this point, it's just full of either people who hate the games, people who right now hate the anime, or card scalpers. So everyone loves Pokopia, which is nice. But no other video game series thrives quite like Sonic, except, well, now that you mention it, yes, Resident Evil. With
The Resident Evil fan base is, I feel like, very similar. With the similar protagonists, I feel like there's an energy to it.
Absolutely. And then, even though there are different gameplays, they do still have, like, the main core mechanics. And so I think it's easier for people to follow along and say, oh, I haven't been here in, say, 10 years, but I can easily fall right back into this. Hopefully it's a good game, but I can fall right back into this. And of course, we will eat up re-releases of older games like Sonic Generations and Sonic Colors, which actually also disappointed me. I don't know what my problem was with that one, other than the fact that the levels were too short or the puzzles were a bit too difficult. But that sounds like a skill issue on my end. But Sonic Generations, one of the best games ever. I mean, not as great as Sonic Adventure, but
Which one is the one I like with Escape?
City Escape, that one's Sonic Adventure too. That
That's
was,
my game right there.
that was the one where Live and Learn came.
Yes, that's my favorite.
Me too.
So I don't think. Do you remember? Do you remember the giant water monster and the one before that? Sonic Adventure. Can't hold on much longer.
I think all I see is Sonic. You guys were so crazy, making Sonic go so fast on their skateboard down those hills and jumping over the cars, and everything. And I was like, how are they doing
Dead to rights. He should have died from that helicopter fall.
that? It was so fast. And
Sonic
so
doesn't
wild.
have a terminal uh, uh, terminal velocity that would kill him. He's like a cat. He could fall from any height and still be fine.
Well, that's kind of what I assumed, because when they made that new art style, I think the guy's name is Yuji Urukawa, he gave Sonic those lanky arms, very noodle-like. And it actually makes perfect sense. But what's also funny, did you ever play Sonic the Hedgehog 3 on the Genesis?
Not on the Genesis, but I may have played it briefly, but probably not enough to have a good conversation.
Well, there's just one thing that I will tell you about.
That's the
that is-
3D one.
No, that's the one that introduced Knuckles.
Oh, I thought that was 2.
2 was
kidding.
Tails.
That makes sense, but I have played that one, yes, but not on the Genesis.
So there is actually Sonic Origins, Sonic Origins Plus. If you have a newer gen console, you can play it on that. But what's interesting, I always think about this when I think about Shadow, who is supposed to be the ultimate life form. Did it ever strike you as weird that Shadow is a hedgehog?
Like, in the first place.
Yes.
I guess the way I always looked at it was a little bit different. It was not that he was a hedgehog in the first place, but what does the ultimate life form like entail? They're always so vague about that. It's like, yeah, he's like super strong or whatever, but like, what is the point of that? I don't know. Like, it wasn't more convenient to make robots, or, and also why was his predecessor the first iteration of the ultimate life form? You know, what's that noodle guy called? That thing?
The Bio Lizard, which then
The
turned
Bio
into the Final Hazard.
Right. So why was Bio Lizard a lizard? You know, because like he was the iteration of the ultimate life form before Shadow, right? So
I think it's because they didn't see the mural that was in Sonic the Hedgehog 3, that I think that's what they based the Ultimate Life Form on, which was a prophecy that was basically saying that Sonic was the Ultimate Life Form. That's why I say that Sonic is better than Shadow. In terms of feats.
what is this feed? What
So basically
what was
there's
the mural?
So basically, there's this mural, and I think there's also one in Sonic Adventure, but I'd have to double check. But basically, it shows Sonic defeating this monolith, which I think at one point might have been the Death Egg, but in another one, I think it was Chaos. Either way, it was either foreshadowing the end of Sonic 3, or it was foreshadowing Sonic Adventure. And I know that they used those hieroglyphs and were like, okay, we failed with the Bio Lizard, but that's what we're going to base Shadow on. At least that's my headcanon. Because, you know, Shadow also is an alien, which is entirely other conversation. Extremely uncomfortable to have. But I just find that to be really cool, that essentially what they're telling us, what they've been telling us, is that Sonic is just straight up him. Which I would like to say is the same for Knuckles, not in the same capacity, but Knuckles is just him. It's just something about the dreads, man. And his theme songs for Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2.
Okay, well,
Pumpkin,
come on.
he was the only one to get vocal themes for all of his.
Rightly so.
Yes.
Deserving.
And I forget the name of the guy who did it, but there was one song. Actually, there might have been a couple of songs where he was just straight up swearing, so they had to censor him in the game.
I didn't know that.
I'll have to find the name, I'll text it to you, name of the guy, but it was very entertaining. I wanted to say Master P, but I know that's not his name. He was rapping. He was rapping, but he was also doing these interludes. So there's this track playing, and he's just straight up being both Sonic and Knuckles in this conversation. And at one point, he's saying, "You know, I want to help you find these emeralds, and I'm a damn sure help you out." And they just cut that. And the entire time, I just found this out. I just found this out a few weeks ago. There are so many useless Sonic facts, but it is just so endlessly entertaining. But I have to admit, I do really like the whole rock thing. Like, they just went pure heavy metal with Sonic Frontiers. Have you heard that with the
Killian?
yeah, what's his name? Kellen
Quinn.
That one. That one. I didn't listen to his band, so I don't know. I was confused when he got on stage at the Sonic Symphony, but apparently that's who it was. Just screaming his ass off. I appreciated it though. He was
That's what he
really
does.
very dedicated to his craft. So overall, it's just so good. It's so good. It's simple character design, and I don't know. He's just so magnetic, and I base so much of my personality and interest around him. Luckily, my mother is not concerned anymore. So Hannah, tell me how you feel exactly about Shadow the Hedgehog.
I love Shadow.
Like, how much? Like, is he your favorite out of
He's
all
not
of
my
the
favorite more than Sonic. Like he couldn't transcend Sonic. You know, ultimate life form or not. I think he added a layer to the franchise that I ended up really appreciating because of just how much they were able to lean into edgy teen angst. And I think that he has everything to do with the fandom exploding the way that it did. Because the way that Shadow was designed, I think kind of gave every 13-year-old at the time the idea that they had a template. Because Sonic and Tails and Knuckles and even Amy, they all have, you know, like a style, like a look to them that makes them a little more individuated.
Mm.
But the fact that Shadow was so similar to Sonic, I think something clicked with people visually that they were like, I can go make that. I can go make Ethan the Hedgehog. And just put different colors on top, and then I have my edgy guy. And, you know, Sonic OCs, huge deal. Everything.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think that is thanks to Shadow. So I love Shadow for that reason specifically, and for himself as a character.
And of course, the Blicky and the motorcycle.
Of course, as previously discussed. And his dope theme song.
I think he's gotten 3.
I'm talking about all the games specifically.
Okay. Yeah, because I think he got 2 in 06.
I'm trying to remember.
He got All Hail
Which one?
Shadow.
All Hail Shadow.
And I think he got one more, which was interesting because Silver got one. Sonic got
Everything that's not your friend.
3 of the same one. One of which you can't find on Spotify, which bugs me to this day. Can you imagine having to go into the shower and type in something on YouTube and play ads just so that you can sing your favorite version of His World? It's humiliating. The neighbors are like,
What, you can't belt it without a backtrack?
I feel so bad because, like, I don't want the neighbors to think that I'm interested in dog food. I want them to know that I'm interested in Sonic the Hedgehog. Purina puppy chow? No.
People have dogs, dude. What are you talking about?
I don't like dogs. That's the thing. I like cats.
But people have them.
I mean, yeah. Yeah,
You
but
won't
still.
let me have it.
That's so funny.
I need to
Why
support
not?
them. 'Cause they mean to me. Look, you see?
Okay, you know what? Let's pivot for a
No,
little
we're
bit.
not going.
No, let's
pivot
pivot for a little bit. And we're gonna talk about mean. We're gonna talk about mean.
Because
We're
that's
gonna
what
stay.
you have again.
No, because we're gonna stay in the video game realm, video game anime realm. We're gonna talk about Pokemon the movie 2000. Mom, what did you tell me about Pokemon the movie 2000? You want to say it?
I made a joke.
That wasn't a joke. You said that with your whole chest.
I said, what did I say?
You said that because Donna Summer sang,
Oh, I said Pokemon killed Donna Summer. That's what I said.
you monster.
Because she put her whole life and her heart and soul into this.
It is the best song that Pokemon has ever
Which song
produced. The Power of One from Pokemon the movie 2000.
Can we hum it? I don't remember.
Oh my gosh.
You don't want him
I-
to hum it.
You don't want me to hum it because I'll end up just singing the
Just
whole
see if I can
thing.
find
Just end up singing the whole thing.
Yeah, because I can't recall.
it.
It was the best thing ever. It's actually my favorite song of all time.
Oh, we came up. Oh, song by Donna Summer. Okay, let me turn my phone on the. I'm the technical advisor today.
Perfect.
Please.
Year after year.
See what I mean? Ad. There's an ad right before what you want to sing. Oh God.
We ain't having this.
Also, I just want to point out this is my most unfocused episode ever, but I'm having such a good time. Oh my God. So, I have to listen to this on the way to work every day. Okay, turn that off so I don't get this video copyright strike. It's about as much as we can play.
Yes, sir.
But I have to sing that on the way to work every day so that I stay sane and realize that I have the power of one, to make it through each day. And I think every adult needs that. But every adult also needs It Doesn't Matter version 1 and version 2 from Sonic Adventure 1 and Sonic Adventure 2. Which I will not sing, but I wish I could. I get very impassioned with those. Speaking of which, there's one thing that I really like. Since you talked about dreams of an absolution, I think that there is no one in the Sonic series who is more willing to kill somebody than Silver.
I love that. Yes.
There's this. Have you
100%.
been reading the DC crossover with Sonic?
I have not consumed new Sonic media in many years, so, you know.
Brother, let me tell you.
Okay.
So, Silver is now a Green Lantern.
Okay.
And
I love that.
there's this one Green Lantern that a lot of people do not like, and Silver is on that list of people who does not like this man. And he asked the other lanterns after he passed by him, said, "So can I take his ring, which is what they need to breathe in space, and open the emergency hatch?" And he meant that.
I didn't care.
He did not care.
That's amazing.
He is the sweetest, malaligned hero I think I've
I
ever
totally
seen.
agree. I think it's because he's seen too much. He knows that there are infinite possibilities, and nothing affects him anymore. He's
But
like,
he's-
anyway.
But he's so nice.
I know. He's like a good guy.
the sweetest person on the cat. He's even nicer than Tails.
Yeah, I agree. But he knows too much. He knows anything is possible. Life is meaningless in the grand scheme of things.
The thing that really weirds me out, though, is his inclusion in games. Because to me, what that signifies is that,
He's a little bit of a nothing burger.
well, not even that, just that everything that they do does not fix the future.
Yep. It never would.
Because why do you keep coming back? What is it? They say a time traveler kicks a rock. Next thing you know, like giant scorpions have taken over the earth. I feel like he has tampered with the past so much just by being around. I don't know why his future is not better.
But do you still control the past?
Only you know if we'll be together. You know if we shall last.
No. He doesn't even know.
Apparently not. Especially after they killed Blaze in that game.
Literally.
That
Don't they kill her a couple times too?
No, they only killed her that one
Just
time.
well, I guess it's just the one. It's maybe shown like 3 times.
Because they killed her in Silver Story in 06, but then they never killed her again.
Kind of like Boromir, how he gets like flashback every movie in like the Lord of the Rings series.
That is one. I saw the Lord of the Rings anime movie, and I haven't seen anything else. I don't really regret that.
Interesting take.
So one of your characters you get tattooed today, then
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It died.
Died. Yeah.
But then the entire universe got reset. So
Yeah.
basically, it never happened. Except Sonic remembers everything, but he doesn't claim to remember any of it. He's got no one to talk to about it anyway. But I don't know. I also really like Sonic Unleashed.
A lot of people do. I haven't played that.
So
I think my most recent Sonic game that I actually played from start to finish was Awaken the Secret Rings.
now that is a banger. I prefer Sonic and the Black Knight, but Sonic and the Secret Rings.
Secret Rings is so crazy.
It is. It controls
So
like
crazy.
garbage, but I
It
love.
was horrible. It was horrible to play.
I love a Razor Jin
Me too.
because what do you call him, a blue rat?
I don't remember. Yeah?
It's like
Something?
you blue rat, and then he got sucked into the genie's lamp and was like, I told you, I'm not a rat, I'm a hedgehog. And again, it's so corny in its delivery, but at the same time, it's so cool. And he wished for that mountain of handkerchiefs so that the genie could cry.
I made so like when I was a kid, right? I was playing this game, and that was one of the first like satirical comics about Sonic that I drew. Where I think somebody died from underneath the hankies, and it was like, oh no, what was her name?
Shut up.
Shara. It was like, Shara, oh no, she's been drowned in the hankies. I don't remember what it was, but I thought that was the silliest, stupidest thing. And I was like, why do they always give him like these weird, like human, like potential romantic interests, and then just never really do anything about it? It's like such a weird vibe.
I
I always thought that was so funny.
wasn't she a genie?
Yeah,
So is that
yeah.
like their way of trying to make that okay? I mean, I know it wasn't like a true love interest. I always thought that like a
He's
Razor
just like
Jin.
such a flirt.
He,
You know what I
oh
mean?
my god, you should see how him and Rouge interact.
Bro.
Like, I'm surprised that Knuckles hasn't punched him into infinity yet. But no, they are both such horrible flirts. Even in Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. Because Rouge tells him, keep your eyes on the road, Big Blue. He tells her, you're talking to a pro here, I know how to handle the curves.
Yo, what? Stop it.
These games are rated E or rated E10 plus.
I don't think so, Sonic.
I can't stop playing.
okay.
Oh, Sonic has mad game. But at the same time, I think he's supposed to not care about dating, except I think he is starting to realize that he loves Amy. That's one thing. That's one thing from IDW and Frontiers. Okay, so I will say,
Boo, Shadow and Amy forever.
fair enough. I do really like the Sonic and Blaze ship a lot. It does make more sense.
Okay, I mean, I'm open to that. I haven't really considered that or seen any, like, fandom
Oh.
stuff like that.
Buddy, just look it up. It's
See,
great.
I mean, you can look up anything, really.
Oh,
But,
fair enough.
But I hadn't seen that in particular.
I will say, like, I know that Amy's whole thing is empathy and compassion. Oops. like I know that Amy's character is being like an empath and being very compassionate, all that. I I don't hate that direction for her, but I kind of I I love the rings. I love that basically she is wearing weighted clothing all the time. But do you remember when she had that upward bob with the green shirt and the skirt?
Yeah.
That was the look for her.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's not to say that what she's doing now isn't working, but she's got stiff competition. Literally everyone else. Obviously, I think that Blaze wins best dressed.
I think I agree. I think Blaze probably is best dressed, but she's a cat, so she's got a really unfair advantage.
Fair enough.
Oh, I think what we were talking about. We were talking about dogs and cats, and Cameron doesn't like dogs. Why? And then he won't let me have a dog. And I
What
said,
can a dog do?
you know what I wanted for the longest time? I wanted a teacup, like a little teacup.
Oh!
But then we found out that teacup dogs have bad health. They have bad hearts. So
Yeah.
they don't live long. Yeah,
Yeah, that's hard.
take that.
And luckily, there are none of those in the Sonic universe.
No teacup Yorkies.
No.
Mm.
I don't know if there are dogs other than the OC character. Well, I guess, are wolves considered dogs? Like in the canine family? Because if so,
They're
then,
canines, yeah.
then yeah, okay, we do have dogs. Yeah, we have canines. But, yeah,
Plus, what do they call huskies are kind of
yeah.
Huskies are kind of wolf-like.
But yeah, I've never heard of such and such the husky, which that is one thing I will say bothers me about the Sonic franchise. You ever notice that a lot of people's middle name is the, and then their last name is whatever animal they are? Which makes me wonder how creative they because Tails' name is Miles Prower.
Right.
Amy's name is Amy Rose. Eggman's name is either Dr. Eggman or Ivo Robotnik. Like Sonic the Hedgehog, Knuckles the Echidna.
Yeah, but Sonic's name is. I want to say Eustace, but it's not Eustace.
Maurice.
Maurice.
He was
you
like
wouldn't know
Maurice.
Sonic was a hedgehog though if they didn't say it. If you look at the real
You're right.
hedgehog
He does not look like a hedgehog.
and you look at Sonic, you would have no idea.
The quills don't really like give hedgehog energy.
No.
No.
So that's
In fact, they're more porcupine than anything because porcupines have like those long quills. Hedgehogs have short quills, and Sonic's quills are non-short.
They have been in recent games, but we don't have to get into that right now because a lot of people get mad about that.
Really?
Oh my gosh, the Sonic fans get mad about everything.
Okay.
So the quill length that has been a part of the latest model that they've been using for like the past 10 years, the quills have been significantly shorter, and people are saying, why doesn't Sonic have long quills anymore? We're so upset. And I'm just thinking, I mean, it doesn't look the best, but it's not bad.
I had no idea. I didn't know that his quills were shorter in recent games.
Yeah, I mean, you really have to be looking at it.
So they can't be too much shorter, huh?
Well, the thing that gets me is I always wonder how aging works in the Sonic universe. You know, is Sonic really still 16 years old? Or is he really in his 30s? Because if he's in his 30s, then what that means is that his hair is receding. Like his quills are receding. That's the only thing I can come up with.
I mean, nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing at all. Because you've heard his new voice, the Roger Craig Smith man.
Man.
The one who sounds like a surfer.
I have, but I didn't. I didn't commit it to memory. I don't. What I thought of it.
So I will say he makes Sonic sound really goofy except for in Frontiers. But he does give off that kind of middle-aged energy
Interesting. Okay.
because the humor for Sonic, I would say for the 2010s and not so much the 2020s, but a little bit. That's where we get no copyright law in the universe can stop me, and baldy nose hair, I'll be using that one for a while. And there's nothing wrong with that. I've learned to love it. But it's just such a shift from the long-quilled, objectively cool Sonic that we had with Jason Griffith. Especially because he was doing double time to Shadow the Hedgehog.
Mm-hmm.
This really is starting to feel like a therapy session. Just airing out all of my joys and frustrations with Sonic.
Your Sonic beef.
I wouldn't even call it Sonic Beef.
We
But
could
while
call the
we're-
episode Sonic Beef.
But while we're at it, why don't we talk about chili dogs? Because,
Beef
What-
chili dogs.
because where does
All natural beef.
Yes.
I'm just trying to.
Hot dog. You did it, Anna.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the best
Yeah.
hot dog. No pork
Uh-huh.
hot dog.
Yes. All beef.
Because I mean, he just gobbles all those glizzies like there's no tomorrow, and he just runs fast.
Yeah.
How does he not get sick?
You remember that guy who, like, destroyed that hot dog? He said, "I can do it quick." They swallowed that hot dog whole.
Are you talking about the? You know they have that hot dog
The
eating competition.
competition. Oh,
It was like a Vine. It was like a 7-second
Oh.
video
Oh.
that like gained traction. He goes, "I can do it quick," and he looks so cool. He's got his glasses on. And he goes, "Ah," like downs this hot dog, spits it straight back out, like 2 feet into the air on accident. And just like it comes straight back up. It's awesome.
It's crazy work. I mean, at least Sonic chooses food. And I just
say he eats it fast.
no, he
Yeah,
eats a
yeah.
bunch of them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, multiple at once.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I said he runs fast. Like he runs after
Oh,
he eats.
okay.
And I don't know about you, but I can't do that without getting sick.
Right.
Then again, I'm out of shape.
You're just a
so
man.
I am.
He's a hedgehog.
He's a hedgehog man. So I don't know. I guess hedgehog metabolisms work good,
Maybe.
even
Maybe.
though there's also the whole thing about him not being able to swim, even though hedgehogs can swim.
They can, and it's so cute.
They were just misinformed. But then they decided to make that a staple of his character.
Yeah, but like some humans can't swim, and humans can swim.
Oh, I'm one of those.
Can?
How did he not?
Can or can?
Cannot.
Cannot swim.
I cannot swim.
He keeps saying that, and he can swim. You can swim good enough. Say you don't like to swim.
You won't drown.
Like,
I will drown.
You will drown.
Yeah. One of my buddies had to. It was such a shallow pool. I'm 6'3". The pool was the highest it went was 6 feet, but I kept trying to. I kept trying to swim. I fell, and I sank. He had to pick
how do
me
you
up.
drown in water that short than you?
I didn't-
Explain that to me.
I was panicking. I didn't know how to stand back up. That was probably the most Sonic I've ever felt in my entire life. Except, like it was my buddy Zach. Zach was basically my tails getting me out of that situation.
Right, right.
So-
When were you and Zach in the pool together?
When we lived together.
Oh, at your apartment.
Mm-hmm.
You never told me you were swimming.
Yeah, he tried to teach me how to swim. Did not go over well. Just like the guy who tried to teach me how to ride a bike.
Who was that?
Guy That was a guy named Cody. Oh, Cody. Now, I've never seen Sonic ride a bike. You know, Shadow can ride a bike or a motorcycle. Shadow can also drive a miniature Hummer. And they're all ridiculously strong for some reason. Now, as much as I'm a fan of the whole Sonic DC team up, I would have loved to have just seen a Marvel team up so that we could see Sonic hang out with Spider-Man.
Sonic and Spider-Man would get along.
They would get along so well. They're
They're both black, also. I feel like
Peter
Spider-Man.
Parker.
Yeah, but like.
Peter Parker is a
No,
white
we
man.
talking about Miles Morales.
I'm talking
Oh.
about Miles.
Oh,
Don't
God.
child. You in the past.
The past? What do you mean the past?
Peter Parker is the old. That is the entire. Well, no, just
I feel
it's a new movie
like
coming
that's
out.
like the most like accurate switch from Peter to Miles.
Yeah.
Miles is pretty cool, I will
I
tell you.
love-
Yeah,
Peter
they are
Parker,
both. They are both black. One is half black, half white. The other is half
Let it
like
rip.
half black, half Latino.
Oh, true. Yeah.
So they would have some very interesting stories to spot.
I feel like we're almost done.
Wow.
Yeah, I feel like they get along. You know.
Oh my gosh. I feel like Sonic. What I love is that Sonic would get along with so many of the heroes in both. Him and the Flash are basically like best friends in this DC team up, which makes sense. They're also, because Sonic writers are writing this one, they're saying that Sonic beats the Flash, which is my favorite thing to say. So I'm happy. And he's also teaming up, well, not teaming up, but he's got a collaborative comic with Godzilla coming up.
What?
Yeah. Sonic the Hedgehog x Godzilla.
And you got to collab with Hello Kitty.
Oh my gosh, yes.
It's so cute.
Speaking of cute,
Speaking of cute, is it? Let's see what we've got. Oh yeah, that is cute. Well, Hannah, I think we're about done here with this episode. I mean, we did about an hour and 15 minutes.
you have any issues with Witch Table?
No, I like witches. Never met a witch named Hazel before. Oh, nice.
Should I say something?
It's really only useful right this second. Oh. When you want a picture and you want to be able to see.
But Hannah, if people want to follow you, where can they do that?
If you want to follow my tattoos, it would be rainymage.inc. And then if you want to follow just like all the other stuff I do, which is like illustration, it's just rainymage on Instagram. rainymage.com.
Oh, you have a website?
I do.
Oh, nice. So Rainy, like Raimy?
Yes. And
Okay.
Mage, like the magician.
I see.
Or mage.
All right. Well, everyone, this has been the end of Core 1 for Volume 7 of the Home for Anime. I will see you in a month, 2 months, unless some other anime movie comes out. And I actually have a bunch of other stuff coming, so never mind. You'll probably see me in a few weeks. But until then, take care, and we're done here.